And today we have Megan Dillard, and she's one of my favorites. So cute. So Megan, we're just going to turn it over to you, let you take the floor and share with us what's on your heart. I know you were thinking about some things that you learned in Florida and just kind of your everyday tasks. So take it away.
Yes, absolutely. Guys, I'm super, super excited to hop on here today. I mean, these lunch and learn have been incredible, and I hope you've been able to catch several of them, if not all of them. Go back and watch the replays, take notes. If Jason, I see him driving, so go back and watch this and take some notes and pass along bullet points to maybe some of your new thrivers, or hopefully they're on here. And I had taken notes to kind of see what I wanted to talk about and go over just like what was on my heart, like Susan said. And so much stood out, even when we went to Florida. And some things that came to mind is, guys, you have a choice. You have a choice how your day is going to go and what you're going to do with that day. And here's what's mind blowing. Like, I had notes written down for today, but I have and excuse my language or whatever, but I have "you are a badass" calendar. So I don't know if you've ever seen this, or if you have one, absolutely love it. You tear off a page every day. Like, I save my favorites because I like to look back at them. Some of them, are just a little different, but I save my favorites. And what's crazy is what I was going to talk about today, and like your daily things. And you have a choice. Like, if you plug into these, you have a choice on if you do your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have a choice if you send those messages. Today's message on my badass calendar, which I highly suggest, like, you get it. I love it, guys. It's super, like, they're simple, but today it says, make your to-do list. Look at it. What needs to happen right now and what can wait? Put these on 2 separate lists. Hide the wait list. What are the big important tasks on the now list? And what are the little pity ones? Is what this says. Can you give the pity ones to your husband, or, maybe you have somebody help you, or things like that. What can you delegate for them to do? The shorter the list you're working with, the better you'll feel. And so we even learned in Florida, start with those hard tasks. But it kind of goes back to, you have a choice, guys. You have a choice to write that list down. You have a choice to prioritize what you put on that list. What are you going to do with that list? And things that you can just really focus in on. And when you start your day with those things that are prioritized, that are going to build your business, that are going to create a future for your family, that's going to make you have a different Christmas. Maybe you're just coming into this. What is some options that you can do to create a different Christmas for your family? Put those things at the top of your list. But here's the thing, like, you have the option, guys. Everyone is busy. Everyone has something going on, especially now that holidays are rolling around. I have a 10-year-old, I have a 3-year-old. And I even learned from Susan a long time ago, you fit this in the nooks and crannies of your day. But again, you have to make those choices to do that. And here are a few things that have personally, mine has not come sit in this office to be able to fit in the nooks and crannies. My 3-year-old, I mean, she's in there somewhere. I give her things to do so that I can get those top things done on my list. We take my son to school. I come back, she loves to sit in the car and watch a movie. In my paid for car by Lavelle, like, thank goodness I have a movie player, because in my mornings, I come back, my neighbors probably think I'm crazy. I sit in the garage, I listen to Susan's calls, or I get on the Zooms, like, while we're sitting in the car, and I send messages for probably like 20 minutes. If that entertains my toddler for me to get stuff done, I choose to do that, because I know, like, it might go crazy. She might be running around, like, but I make that choice, guys. I could easily just get out, go sit on the couch, or make sure that she's, I do make sure she's taken care of. That's not what I'm trying to say, but I make that choice. Nap time. I'm rocking her and sending messages. She closes her eyes. Yes, I choose to rock my 3.5-year-old. That is my mommy time that I'm so thankful for. But I do have my phone that people will know. They send me voice recordings or like, hey, can you do this 3-way chat? And I'm like, I'm rocking Palmer. Like, I can type it out right now. Give me 2 seconds. But I'm following up with people. I'm sending messages. Can I make some kind of short little post in 2 seconds or something, for my social media post while she's napping? And then, of course, like while she is napping, I obviously take advantage of those times tremendously, because it might be 30-minute nap, it might be a 3-hour nap, but I immediately go to work. I grab me some food, but that's a choice. Like, that's what I just really want to zone in on, guys, today, that you have that choice. It's so easily to get sidetracked, and we have all been there. I'm not saying every day. We all have those moments to where things like try to grab you, but is it a priority? Is it at the top of that list? Have you marked it off for the day? Are you choosing to do something to grow your business? Or is it something that, man, could that wait? Or could you do something a little different? It's those choices that you have to make if you want to get to that next level. I am in the car. I make my husband drive so much. For other reasons too. No, I'm just kidding. But I love to do that, because even last night after we left practice, I'm like, you're driving, I'm checking messages. Like, you're driving my car or whatever it might be. But I love to be in the car while he's driving so that I can send messages. I mean, we're all living crazy lives. Everyone does. But I could have those excuses of, no, like, I'll do it later. No, not right now. Oh, I want to go do this instead, or something like that. But it's, again, the choices you make can set you up for success in the future. Here's some things like we've all heard, get up early. I love to get up earlier than my kids. I mean, I love that. I love just getting ready and getting a couple things done, making a quick morning post, posting my 1, 2, 3, my flex Friday, I love that. And I feel so good when I do, instead of, rushing and then feeling like I didn't accomplish anything that morning. I absolutely love getting up before my kids. Maybe you're the person that needs to stay up a little bit later. I like to do both, just because all you mamas out there know when the kids are in bed, you feel like, like you can think and stuff like that. So it's a choice. Like, are you going to crawl in bed and watch TV? Or are you going to crawl into your office or into your desk or wherever you might really zone in and send 5 more messages that day? Make 1 more post. Reach out, look in your cloud office, pull reports. What choice are you going to make in the morning and in the evening before you go to bed? All these things really do tie into the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which so many people share on. But I really want to share like my experience with that, and a moment that really stood out to me. We used to call it the like calendar checklist, and we've had some different names for it and stuff. And it's changed over time, which it all has been incredible. I love, love, love that, guys. I've been in this nearly 7 years. Things change. We grow. Like, we find new tools. That's why you hop on these videos, because we all learn. I learn from these. I hear new ideas. Things adjust along the way. You find stuff that, oh, this is a little bit better. Let's tweak it. Let's do this. But I'll never forget, I had Palmer, which was almost 3.5 years ago. And we were doing the calendar checklist, and I was doing it. And I'm marking off these things. I'm reading motivational books. I'm making posts. I'm reaching out. I'm ripping that Band-Aid off to the chicken list people. And she was probably, 6 months old. And I'll never forget, like, texting Maria, like, I feel so defeated. I haven't had anybody new this week. Nobody's ordered. And we have all felt that, guys. Like, we've probably all been in that moment. I'll never forget where I was sitting outside with Palmer, like bouncing her in a little thingy, or I don't know what they wrap, but I was so defeated, guys. I felt like I'm like, I'm doing this. Like, I'm plugging in every day, like, but nobody's ordered this week. Why have they not ordered this week? And I text her, and she's like, go pull out, we had sheets of paper, which we still do, but we had our boxes and stuff like that for the calendar checklist. And she's like, what have you done? And I was like, a lot. Like and she's like, be proud of that. You've planted seeds. And that, guys, changed my mindset. Just because somebody might not order that week, have you planted 50 seeds, 20 seeds? You've got to learn to be proud of what you have done. As long as you can look in the mirror and be proud of that, that you did show up every single day. You sent messages every single day. Guys, that was a game changer, because holy cow, like I had 20 million checks on my calendar. I had written notes, because I would put the notes on the back of the checklist, and all the calls and the books and the chapters and the messages I had said. Yes, like that. And she's like, just be proud. And that's what, guys, at the end of the day, you have to be proud that if you look at your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and you have it filled in and you've overflowed, or maybe one day it was a little bit short. Just be proud that you showed up that day, that you plugged in that day, that you hopped on this video today. Maybe you're watching the replay. Be proud that you took the time and put forth the effort to go back and watch this replay. You've got to give yourself a little more credit and look at the positives. That has been a huge struggle for myself. You get so caught up in certain things, but you've got to be proud if you're doing the do every single day and you're showing up daily. But here's the thing with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 now. Are you just checking off or just writing in numbers like, oh, done, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 15 minutes, I'm done for the day. Everyone should be flooding my inbox. I should have 500 thrivers. No, guys, it's so much more than just, all right, A, B, C, D, I did that. Yes, you want to do that. But those messages that you're sending, like, are you building relationships? Are you really digging deep to learn about these people? That's where you want to zone in, like, oh my gosh, my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, I sent 5 messages today. If you do more, heck yes, that's awesome. But if you sent 5 really authentic relationship building messages, that is huge, guys. Be proud of those 5 relationships that you are working on. And I think that's where, yes, you want to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 every single day. It is a game changer for your business, but you got to zone in on what are you just sending, like, hey, like, want to order Thrive? Like, that's not how it works. Like, you've got to see what solution the Thrive experience or being a promoter can do for somebody that you're talking with. And that's what I even think probably like the last 6 to 9 months, like I have really focused in on relationships. And we've known it so many times, put the phone down when you're in the store checkout line, put the phone down. And that's something that I've really tried to be intentional with. Can I get some work done at practices for my son? Absolutely. I could probably knock out a ton in an hour and a half. But all those parents around me that could benefit from Thrive that I'm face to face with, I need to get to know them. I need to get to know that mom that has 4 kids at the playground. She's running around like crazy. She forgot one the other day. Like, oh my gosh, like she legit forgot her kid at the playground and we were calling her to pick him up. Like, that's the mama. She needs some Thrive in her life. But I'm not going to just be in my phone looking down. Absolutely, I can check messages and things like that, and I still do. And I send 3-way chats, but I get to know the people around you, guys, those relationships. Here's an example. Like, there's one mama that I have been working on for a really long time. And we all have those, like, guys, like I have known her for 5 years as a baseball mama. I talk to her, I send her things like, oh my gosh, like your daughter is doing those awesome gymnastic tricks. Like, I am building a relationship with her that's so much more than just Thrive messages, so that she trusts me, that she knows that I'm just not in it to get a sale. Like, I know she could totally benefit. I know her schedule. I see it. I've been around her so many days of the week. Here's the thing, like in a mom's page for our community, somebody asked about Thrive. This mom that's not thriving with me, she tagged me. She tagged me because she knows I'm a thriver. She thought of me, even though she's not thriving with me yet. But that's where, make sure you're sharing that Thrive life out loud. You're building those relationships. She obviously feels comfortable enough with our relationship that she trusts me, maybe not to order just yet, which she eventually will, but she felt comfortable enough to tag me in another mama's post about Thrive. I love that. Like, I love that I've built that. And that's where can you zone in on really being intentional with your relationships and really getting to know people around you. I have started just adding, if I run into you in our baseball community, which is ginormous, I'm adding you on Facebook. We're living the same life, same routine, up super early on weekends, all day. I'm adding you. And I told this to a promoter the other day when we were brainstorming. Facebook is kind of like a business card right now. It's not like it used to be years ago. Oh my gosh, so-and-so sent me a friend request. Like, I need to make sure and see and all that. Guys, now people meet people one time and you add people on Facebook. Don't hold back. If you meet somebody in person, go find them, go add them, and start that connection, because guess what? They're going to see what your news feed is. They're going to creep like, oh, I met her, the other day at gymnastics. I've added my gymnastic mamas. I know them, just through one day a week, but I'm going to add them because we're living the same life. There's things that we can totally relate to. They'll start seeing my Thrive post, even if I just met them last week and I haven't just thrown Thrive in their face yet. They're going to see that I'm a thriver. And that's where you should really, are people on your Facebook that are non-thrivers, not just promoters, guys, non-thrivers, do they know that you are a thriver? Are you living that Thrive life out loud? If you're in a mama group and you're communicating with somebody on some tips, and people go create pages, guys, everybody does it. If you're giving suggestions on any group, people are going to go to your Facebook and be like, is this person legit? Like, is it just a random person? Make sure when they do go to your Facebook, your Thrive posts are public, or your non-thrivers are seeing them, so that they're kind of like, oh, because I had that. I was communicating with somebody over spring break on suggestions in our community mom page, giving ideas. She went to my page. She's like, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, let me tell you. But had I not had stuff on, my Facebook for her to kind of see, and it's not thrive. It's your Thrive life. How does it tie into your kids? How can others relate? Being simple, your daily life and stuff like that. So, there's no perfect message on Facebook that you're going to be able to send somebody. There's no perfect post that you're going to be able to post. I get that, what should I post? What should I send? If you just focus on building a relationship with somebody and being intentional to get to truly know them, you'll see that the second they post, I picked up 3 energy drinks, you're going to know what to say to them, because you've built that relationship to where you feel comfortable enough to say, girl, I saw you post 3 energy drinks. I thrive, and that I can help you save money. But if you don't build that relationship first with somebody that maybe you haven't talked to in 10 years, it's going to be a little bit different than start with the relationship. Get to know them. What are they doing this week? How was Halloween? I can't stress enough how building relationships for me personally has been tremendous, like in the business. And that's where we're so excited. We're so excited to share Thrive with somebody, and you want them to order because they're going to love it, but you don't want to send those messages, which I still get them. People don't reply to me. I have it all the time. But how can you intertwine, your next 5 messages to that person being intentional on the relationship? Oh my gosh, I saw y'all won this tournament this weekend. Heck yes, that's so exciting. Are y'all done for the season? Boom. That's something I learned from Susan. End with a question mark. Guys, are you done for the season is what I've been putting with some of my baseball teams, because we're getting to that point. They're going to respond to that. And that's talking about them. That's talking about their kids. people love to talk about their kids and love to talk about themselves and things like that. So when you end that with a question mark, you're opening that door for more conversation, more relationship building. They're going to maybe go to your page. They're going to maybe go see what you got going on, and that, holy cow, you did ABCD this morning. Like, how did you do that? Like, why are you feeling this way? Like, I want to crawl in bed. And that's where they're going to be curious, start to wonder. And so, those are my few things that I can't stress enough on the relationships and building with people, and knowing that, guys, be proud of yourselves. At the end of the day, if you can look at your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, your calendar checklist, and know that you built some pure, raw, like really good relationships, even with a couple people, that is good. Like that sets you up to continue with those people. And so don't be defeated. I've been there. A lot of other leaders can probably say the same, to where you're like, ugh. But look at the seeds you've planted. Be proud of yourself. Focus on the positive, that, heck yes, I planted 20 seeds. Heck yes, I'm talking to 5 new baseball mamas that I just added on Facebook. You've got to be proud of the accomplishments that you did do, and not focus on somebody didn't order today, somebody didn't order yesterday, because it will drown you. Like, it will drown you. But go throw yourselves into a relationship. Go throw yourselves into, building with some other, I say mamas because that's the stage I'm in. I know some of you are probably in different stages, focus in on those things that you can relate with other people. So I'll give it back to you, Susan.
Okay, so definitely something, a good way to celebrate your successes and to be proud of what you did is to do a gratitude journal every day. What are 5 things that you can really say that you accomplished the day before and within the last 24 hours are good things that happen? When you can see those things, it keeps you out of that place of anxiety, that place of being defeated. And sometimes it's hard to find those 5 things, but you'll start to focus for them. When you were talking about celebrate your successes, I have to do that with my kids all the time, because they'll be like, oh man, I didn't make this, or it's crazy to me sometimes when they'll tell me the things that didn't happen. I'm like, but look at all the stuff that did, like, okay. And then they're like, oh yeah, they tend to forget those things sometimes, right? But I know that you're talking about your intentional 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 every day, y'all. She's not just checking it off. She's intentional, which is part of paying your rent every day, right? Whether
Yes.
it's a sale, whether it's a new person you're having a conversation with, that's part of paying your rent and being intentional every day. Okay, and guys, she did answer one of the questions that was in the chat was, what are your things that you can start conversations with to build those relationships? Megan kind of talked about that. Comment on their kids.
Yeah. Look, and that's, you really need to get on their Facebook, and you can't just send a message. Like, what if you send a message and, like, I don't know, like, happy anniversary, but it just popped up because I don't know, you make sure and get on their Facebook and see what they've been doing like the past week or so, so it doesn't come across like weird, or that, that I don't even do that anymore, or something. Like, you've got to zone in, like, pick something from that they've posted the past week and start there and ask a question, ask anything, or say, oh my gosh, like, your family photos were absolutely amazing. Like, how did you come up with the color? I don't know. You go look at their Facebook and it's going to give you ideas. Like, I can help with responses to, Thrive questions and things like that, but I can't go to your friend's Facebook and see what they posted about Halloween for you to message, kind of thing. You've got to kind of have that real relationship with them and see what they posted the last week and go off of that. Start with something they've posted the last week and zone in on that.
So something to think about. Remember back when you started, the people who started thriving with you were people that you had relationships with. They knew, they liked you, they trusted you. Back when you started, it was all people you had relationships with, right? That's usually who joined you. That's probably why you joined, because of your sister-in-law, so really think about that. So if you go back to that, why would just a total random person order $150 worth of vitamins from you? They probably won't. But if you have a relationship with them, they trust you a little bit more, then they're going to ask you. I mean, I've seen people who have watched me for 7 years and probably just started thriving 6 months ago. But it carries on from there. Once they start thriving with you, you don't just all of a sudden become their thrive person. You continue that relationship. You continue asking them, hey, where did y'all go eat last night? That looks good. Because I can promise you that customers do not always leave you if you have done your follow-up relationship building with them. Because they're your friend. They don't want to leave you. They don't, it just happens. So that process carries on, and it's just such a good point. And yeah, Amber just posted on there, like, you don't want to jump into a message and they just dealt with a family death. Like, know your audience at all times. Sorry, the retriever just almost took me out. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm just reading through those real quick. Or send a happy birthday to somebody who's passed away. Like, you know how you can copy and paste your birthday messages? Pay attention.
Yeah.
They might, yeah. And one of those popped up on my, I'm copying and pasting. I'm looking at the names, but it was my old boss at my old job. Well, he passed away in the spring. So I'd quickly take that pace out. I wouldn't have hit it without knowing, but happy heavenly birthday. I sure miss you, kind of thing. I will tell you that usually once somebody passes away, I do take them out of my friends list because I don't want to accidentally do that for sure. So kind of food for thought, but absolutely. Megan, yesterday you were like, I don't know what to talk about. Yeah, you do. You're awesome at what you do.
Oh yeah.
That's
the thing. Like, guys, like, I'm glad she said that. Like, put the doubts out of your head. Like, I still have, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I want to make sure it's so perfect. Like, but we're not perfect, like, at all. It's just, no matter where you're at, you're always going to have those thoughts, and the best you can do, like, get rid of those thoughts, like, celebrate the successes, celebrate what you can. And that's going to be what I leave you with.
Absolutely. Well, all right, guys, this recording will be up shortly so you can share it with your teams, because I'm sure some of them have been in this position and they just they need to have some pump me up. So thanks so much, everybody, for jumping on. We will see you Monday at 11:30 Central Standard Time. Natasha, did you want to add something? Because you unmuted.
Yeah, I was going to go through who's next week so everybody can have I'm going to change the graphic here in just a minute. It's the same event. It's a 2-week kind of event. But next week we have Jennifer Zant, Spring Graham, Amber Manquist, Amanda Arnett, and Starla Scribner. So super excited for next week. And we are filling up the following week.
Yay! We love that all these leaders are so willing to share with everybody. It's so awesome. All right, guys, you have a great Friday and amazing weekend. Do not forget to listen to Jason Camper's message he just sent out. And don't forget, don't we have a training tomorrow? Yes. Isn't it tomorrow?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes, we have the training tomorrow. So everybody tune in. See you later.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.